Good Sunday evening to everybody. This is time for Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me all the way from Vacaville, coming in at 5'4", Debbie.
5'2", barely.
Are you 5'2"? Okay,
barely.
coming in at 5'2", Debbie.
Howdy, everybody. Does everybody have all their limbs and everything from the 4th of July? Everybody
Oh yeah, look at that. We got a Lisa fan already in the chat. Look at that. All right, I'm about to admit something here that I gotta hang my head in shame. So let's jump right to it. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And our guest this week is Lisa Bowen, and we're talking. Oh, here I even got it ready. We are talking social media sharing. And so, Debbie and Lisa and I are talking before the show goes live, and I'm like, well, shit, I have no rum, no mug. It's like I've never done this before. I didn't have a thought in my head all week that I had to get rum and a mug together. I don't know where my brain went, but I have water. Sorry, Lisa.
Hey, I'm drinking water too.
I thought it was special. I've got a pina colada in my Trader Vic's. Well, it's a Trader Vic's Christmas glass, but hey.
Do you know it's Pina Colada Day?
Sorry?
Do you know it's Pina Colada Day?
Is it?
It is.
No. I mean, yes, I knew that. Yeah.
That's why I thought you made it. Talk about the weirdest coincidence. Yeah, today's the day, I'm pretty sure.
Annette, do you have one of these mugs? This is from the Mike High in Santa Cruz. It doesn't have anything in it, but I just like to show it off.
July 10th, Pina Colada Day.
I had no idea.
I thought it was today, so there you go. So I do apologize. I don't know. Just, man. I'm going to blame Stacy because she's not here with me.
What you're saying is you're human. You make errors.
Yeah, I mean, hadn't a thought in the world about drinking rum today. I'm like, I don't know why I didn't.
So I got to have my producer list. Jason, you got rum?
Yeah. So Lisa wins. She has rum in a nice glass. So there we go.
Yay.
So yes, National Pina Colada Day. If you can make one, enjoy the day. I know, Linda. I don't know what the hell. I have no idea. Like, no idea.
And I thought I was special, but no, I get water. Water in a tumbler. Yes. Yeah.
And I have water too. I didn't even get
anything. And typically, I have things at the grab. I got nothing. Wait, hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on. I'll do a little shot of water.
There we go.
There we go.
I almost got one of my little guys too.
Hold it up close to the camera, and then it looks bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's my giant mug. Oh, don't show my fingers. Here's my giant mug.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, so we're going to talk about social media sharing because when you're listing online, as Debbie was saying to me before we went live, the people who complain that they're not selling anything, Debbie always has a couple questions. Are your social media sharing? Are you promoted listings? And a lot of times the answers are no. And the days of just throw it up, it'll sell are long gone. So you got to do things to help you sell. And Lisa, along with Christine, are the two admins that are the social media share team. They get it going every day for everybody. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. If you've not social media shared before, pay attention. If you have, here's a little refiner course. So sorry, everybody. Well, I think Lisa's fault. Think about all the drinks in the world. You pick the one that's amazing. It's amazing.
She's the grammar police person. She keeps our grammar, so it makes sense that she knows what the date is.
It's crazy that you didn't even know. I love that.
Spelling. My grammar is not that hot.
Spelling. That's what I meant. See, to me, it's all the same thing.
Now my mom's telling the world I'm pretty much an alcoholic. I'll never make it through without rum. Well, I actually do have a little bottle of rum here, so
there you go.
Arizona gold mine and rum doesn't really go with Lisa from Canada, but
no.
All right, just because my mom says I won't make it through.
If you need it, you can go right ahead.
Straight up. Here we go.
Everybody send him a bottle of rum. Just so
all right, Lisa, sit back, relax, and we'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
I'm like all thumbs today. I'm like, I should probably take you out after I said that.
You're over 50.
Oh, yeah, 51 and a half. All right. Good to see everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I do like the format where I only do this twice a month because it gives me time to get things together. And then lately, though, I've had way too many options for everything, which is a good problem to have. Like, I've got too many scores and too many tips, but then I whittle it down to the best, and we start with this. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. I'm getting there, and there we go.
Oh, my little people.
Is this the Richard Simmons?
Yes. Yeah. I think this was maybe a QVC thing, and I think this was from the 80s, but I'll talk about this a little bit later where I got him. But yeah, I'd never seen him before, and I got him at a garage sale. And I did my best offer auto accept at 100, and that's what they hit, because now I'm seeing, oh yeah, I did have 119 on it. So they paid 100. She had a little flaw in her hair, but it was the cutest little hairnet came with it. And so anyway, watch for these. She had this lady on a lot of them. Yeah. What? You sold books? Shut up. I don't believe you. I did. And it's funny because Bill kept sending offers out of $59 on this or whatever, and nobody bought them on the offer. They bought it full price. So value tells is good. And they're not holding quite their value like they used to, but if you can get the whole set, Jacques Cousteau is like the holy grail. There's a couple others, but yes. What? You sold the book? Shut up. I don't believe it. My husband. Yes, we were up in Seattle visiting Stephanie and Eric. Shout out to our buddies up there. And we all went, what did we do? We went thrifting. And Bill goes, oh, I found these 2 books. And bam, he sold that one right away after he listed it. Awesome. Because we were flying, so, we didn't have a whole lot of room in our suitcase. Right, yeah. But... Well, I had these all lined up. I don't know why they're not lined up anymore. That's okay. Weird things are happening today. Yeah. These are expired, and we still sold them, but they were sitting for quite a while. It was time for them to go on, and I think we have another set of 3 of these. Sold for $19.99. We seem to be selling a lot more lower price items, but that's okay. Well, speaking of, my first CD share is going to be like really cheap compared to a lot of things I sold, but there's a reason for it. But we'll get to that in a second. All right, so I haven't found a reel-to-reel in forever, and I was in the Charleston Antique Mall here in Phoenix. I'm not in Phoenix. I'm in Vegas. Here in Vegas, and I was looking for CDs, and this was sitting next to the CDs. It was $10. I took a best offer of $50, and I got more than everyone else has got because I asked for it. And B, this is in such good condition. I'm not sure if it was ever played. So I did kick up the price just a smidge. It was selling for about $35-40. So I got $50 for it. And if you don't know what a reel-to-reel is, it's basically cassettes before cassettes. That's big tape right there. And you'd run through your machine and then onto an empty reel. And so I love selling all forms of media. All right. Crocs has a lot of limited edition releases where they come out. You throw your name in the hat. If they pick you, you automatically get charged, and you pre-select what size you want, and you get them in the mail. Nice. These were $70. Got them in the mail, turned them around, and sold the first pair for $141. So double my money. And you're going to see this quite a bit tonight. Good use of video because there's so many giblets that I wanted to really have the customer appreciate it. So with the video, I mean, I got great pictures, obviously, but with the video, you can kind of really see everything. Oh my gosh. And there's use of a video where the thing itself doesn't move. Okay, so here's what's weird. I found these 2 Ramon shirts that have no tag. So they were kind of homemade, I guessed. And then in a picture, I saw a friend at a tiki event wearing the same shirt. Still no tags. So I'm not sure where they came from, but I paid $8 each, and I sold the first one for $89. Wow. That's a cool shirt. And clearing out some tiki mugs. Boom. Paid, I think, $1 1/4 and sold it for $410. They've been making, the Reefs have been making these in different colors for different events. And the Valentine's one with the heart tattoo, they only did 20 of, give or take. And so very rare. And I was hoping for 400 and I got 410. So very excited. Nice job. Oops. Pretend you don't see that yet. Hold, please. Pretend you don't see it. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Ow. And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes.
All right, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is about the time where I go, do you believe $80? And that is not new. That is used. Crazy. $80 for a used cassette. Well, I'm going to let that sink in because my CDs will blow your mind too. So it's been a hell of a week. Speaking of, even my vinyls, effing amazing. How about the soundtrack to the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on gold vinyl for $150?
Crazy.
Yeah. So, and this was a tip. I was at a record store here in town, $50. I left it behind. I got home. I did some research in the store, but I got home and did more research. And I went, shit. So I called them, and then they shipped it to the one that's 2 minutes from my house. And I was at the one that was 20 minutes from my house. And so it made it easy to pick up. And it was listed for 2 weeks, $150. Just like that. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Hey, wait, this isn't mine.
I know, it's mine. Songs from Chippy. I have no idea.
I say, I as I load this up, I go, what is this?
I don't know. We must have scanned it and we sold it. Yay. See, I believe you should too.
Yep, only 2 weeks of the vinyl up. I somehow just lost all the comments. That's weird. All right, now, like I said, my first CD ain't amazing. Like, I skipped over a lot of $50 CDs to share this $17 CD because look at this, Deb. How low rent does this look? It's like, you know, when you go to an Italian restaurant and there's some singer in the corner and she's like, my CDs are for sale. This is exactly what this looks like, but it came in a collection of stuff for 75 cents and I sold it for $17. I almost didn't even look up to see if this was worth listing because it's so low rent. It's not even on a regular label, you know, but the tip of this is don't judge a book by its cover. And we all know that anyway. Oh,
I just got given a drink, handed a drink.
Y'all are going to tease me now.
I think it's a pina colada. Sort of, kind of.
I was going to say, it doesn't look too blended. All right, so now let's jump into the big dollars. Anything, not anything, but most everything that is related to Tales from the Crypt, music-wise, is usually good money. Bought this at a record store for $6.99, and I sold it for $50, and it is still sealed from 1990 whatever. So it's always nice to find sealed stuff in the record store. How about, speaking of, oops, let me make that there. How about Beverly Hills Cop 2? And this was sealed, brand new at Amoeba in LA. So I happily paid them $30 and someone happily paid me $100. So that's how you do it. But that's not the best yet. And if you don't believe yet, how about the soundtrack to the movie I watched after nap yesterday, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Bruce Willis. Again, Amoeba Records was nice enough to tell me it's a limited edition, nice enough to tell me it's out of print by the little stickers. They're nice enough to take $25, and I was nice enough to sell it for $125.
Just blows my mind.
So if there's anyone out there who doesn't believe yet, I gotta ask, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? So much money in media. It's been a crazy couple of weeks.
That's like the time I picked up that for 50 cents and it was a Christmas rarity from Sacramento. And the band's wife said, hey, I'm going to give you 75. I had it 125 for 2 Christmases. She goes, I'll give you 75.
And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. All right, Debbie has regular duds. I have special duds.
Oh, well, we bought these for a wedding a couple years ago, and this is the last one. Finally sold. So I was hanging around for a while.
Wait, for your wedding a couple of years ago?
Oh, not mine. Somebody else's
wedding.
Wedding.
I swear you said for your wedding. I'm like, wait a minute.
What? We didn't do stuff like that. 42. It's gonna be 42 years of honor. We didn't do nothing at our weddings. It was like, get married, here's some cake, we're leaving.
All right.
And this would sit around for quite a while. Everybody talks about buying nylons, hosiery, and things. And so I picked up 2 different types. Finally, it's like 3 years, but it's old.
All right. So those are what I call regular duds. Mine are special duds. All right. So here's a Lainey Kazan autograph CD that I sold for $30. And you might be saying to yourself, Deb, you might be saying $30 seems nice for a CD.
Yeah.
So I bought it at a thrift store in Palm Springs where every CD was $1.99. And so later on, my friend goes, "What'd you find?" I was in there the day before you. I go, "Oh my God, I found a Lainey Kazan autographed CD." And she goes, "Oh, I saw that." I go, "Why didn't you buy it?" She goes, "I'm not spending $20. I go, No. The CDs are $2. They were, except this one was 20. But I didn't see that. And I bought so much stuff. My end bill didn't seem like out of whack by $20 because I bought so many things, and it's been listed for a year. And finally, someone offered me $30. So I think I'm going to break even, but pay attention is tip number one. Tip number two is double pay attention and don't take other people's photos. I never do this. I bought this. We were in the hotel room. I realized I left it back in the truck. I didn't feel like going downstairs. So I borrowed someone's pictures. I borrowed this picture and I borrowed this picture, and a customer bought it and then emailed me and said, "Where's the side mirrors?" So because I didn't have it in my hand, because I stole someone else's pictures, I had no idea I bought a defective product myself. And so I wasted all this money of shipping it out there. And so the one time I borrow someone else's photos, it bites me in the ass.
Did you have to? Did they return it, or did you settle for a partial refund?
Oh, here it is.
Oh, you got it. Well, now you have to go back to Disneyland and return it, right?
And we are, and so I'm gonna. That's why I had it come back to me. But I'm just like, the one time I borrow photos, I never do that. It bites me in the ass.
I love how you take these hits so you can teach us all what not to.
Oh, I'm like, I don't want to go downstairs. I'll borrow someone's until I get home, and then it's sold. And now it's time. And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. Okay, Debbie knows this lesson all too well. If you drink at a tiki bar that has bowls or mugs, your drinks end up becoming free. And in this case, I got paid to drink at Trader Sam's in Disneyland because they bought this mug in Kitzingen, Germany. It's about an hour and 19 minutes outside of Frankfurt. With the fees and the shipping, they paid $200 for this bowl. But that's why we do the segment. Oops. So everyone around the world wants our stuff, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
People have money. We think that people don't. Well, right now, with the economy things, but people around the world have money. They can't get to this stuff.
So the drink, the bowl, which is a drink for two people, and it's a drink I like.
Is that the OA?
Is $60. I sold it for $125 or $130 plus the shipping and the fees. So they paid $200. So not only did I get my drinks for free, I got paid to drink that day. So if you like drinking cocktails, if you follow my lead, you can make money while you're drinking rum.
Did I hear you say that's for two people?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's why it's called the uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's my favorite drink. I can't.
All right, Debbie does not have one today, so we are cruising right on. And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Okay. I quickly glanced down our shipped to see, and last week I've only done this about 3 times, but I noticed that this one hadn't delivered yet, and everything above it had. So I thought, okay, that's weird. So I went and I followed these directions, and I set up a text alert, and boom, they text. As soon as you set it up, you get an alert, and then it arrived after 4th of July. Arrived on the 5th, so it puts my mind at ease. The buyer hadn't asked me yet, but I would rather be prepared when they say, "Hey, where's my stuff?" I can say, "Oh, it's going to be delivered to you on the 5th," because I've already opened it. And then people have said for years that when you open these text alerts, it kind of like jostles free that package. They kind of like fell off somewhere. So these are all the steps to do. If you want to do that.
Get out of here. Sorry to go back up. I had no clue that's where my dad was stationed in the Army back during Vietnam. I had no clue.
That's even cooler.
I knew he was in Germany. I never knew what city specifically. Too weird. Yeah, I love alerts that text you when something's taking a little too long. Yeah, so it's free. You don't have to think about it all the time. It's going to come to you when something happens.
Right, and it's free, and it takes about 30 seconds to set up once you figure out where to go.
Now, don't do it for everything. You don't need to.
No.
It's the ones that are like, where did that go?
Yeah, it didn't look right because it was everything above it had already been delivered. So I thought something was crazy.
All right, you know me. I don't do set up my shipping where I weigh and measure things ahead of time because I know everything. I know this is going to ship at a 1 to 2 pound rate. I know this is going to ship at a 5 ounce rate. This sucker though was a different story. So when you have that big item and this comes apart a little bit before you do anything, I mean, get your regular pictures done, but then you got to get it boxed because you got to know exactly what size box. The weight wasn't gonna be that big of an issue because they're not that heavy. It's gonna be the length. And so you got to know, are you oversized? Is UPS your only friend in this situation? And so, handheld things, I'm gonna think about it. I know exactly what things weigh. When I touch them, I can do it. But when you have something out of the ordinary, definitely take your pictures and then box that bitch right up and figure it out.
It saves you headaches and the loss of income.
And we have a bunch of these to do, and they're all about the same size and weight. So now I'm good, except for one's like a fat guy. The rest, I'm like, all right, cool. They'll all be the same. Now I know every butler is going to be the same weight, the same measurement. And so now I know. So I'm now from this point on, other than that odd one, I can just hit sell similar because they'll all be the same. But I had to figure out that first one.
Good job.
Thanks. Why is everything out of whack? There we go. And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing.
Okay.
Do you guys have a pink Jeep now?
No, but I would like one. Pink Jeep. Drive around your neighborhood because some people have garage sales and they might not use the apps. And I mean, a lot of people have garage sales are older people like us. So that $100 doll that we sold, we did not know that was week 13 of that garage sale. What was sold
week 13? Yes. What?
We had no clue. I mean, there's a pole right outside our house and people put garage sale signs. There was none. We were coming home one Saturday to like, let's drive around the neighborhood and see if we find anything. And oh my gosh, the mom was a QVC hoarder. And I mean, that's where all those dolls and everything came from. But I felt horrible knowing that I could have been shopping there for 12 more weeks. So don't assume that if it's not on an app and there's no signs out, there's no garage sales. Just drive around your neighborhood and see what's out there. So sometimes
in your pink Jeep.
Yeah, and sometimes the signs fall down or people steal them because they want to be funny.
All right, with my mom getting me into the auctions online, this is like a two-parter. You will never believe this.
Uh-oh.
You will never believe this. I just sold the butler.
Oh my gosh! Is it the fat guy?
No, it's the one I just showed. I just sold it this second.
See,
$296. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Talk about it. Think about it. Touch it.
Unbelievable.
See, my plant. Well, Lynn Drawley is the one that taught me.
I can just end the show now. I gotta go finish packing up a $300 butler. Goodbye.
Now I can afford to go buy some rum.
So I want to thank my friend Eric who turned me onto this auction because the auction of the household goods was a lot of tiki mugs. And they would ship, but he goes, hey, I'm going to bid on one, hopefully win. I can pick up your stuff. And we'll take care of it later. I said, oh, thank you so much. So the thing is twofold. Make sure your friends know what you collect, okay? Because a friend told me about one I had not seen. And here's what I won. A bunch of mugs.
Oh, my gosh.
Mugs, and a light box. Here's what I didn't win. Now, here's the other half of this tip. Make sure you talk, especially with your close friends, because my friend Kim Bang, she won this one, and I didn't know we were bidding against each other. And my friend Caleb, he won this one, and I said, dude, you should have told me because I was the only other one bidding, so I drove him up higher than he should have. I wanted it, but I didn't want it. He wanted it. If he would have told me, I totally would have backed off. I didn't need it. Well, I don't need anything, but so make sure your friends know what you do. And then if you're at some auction that's very specialized, talk to your close friends who collect too. Make sure you guys aren't wasting your money against each other. Yes. Unless you love that. Like, all right, Debbie, I'm going to get you.
I don't care how much it costs me. I'm going to win.
Yeah, this was sorcery that just sold. I mean,
I'm just blown away. I am just blown away. There it is, sold.
Yay!
Boom. Unbelievable.
That's cool.
Woo! That's killer.
I think it would have been funny if the fat guy sold though, because you talked about
He's not listed yet. This is the only one listed. I only had one up so far. Want to make sure I understood all the ins and outs of taking these apart, and unbelievable. So
That's
thank you, Mom, and thank you, everyone, because if I wouldn't have talked about it, I probably wouldn't have sold.
That's true.
And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
Okay, this is the third time this has happened to me. We were out of town for just a couple of days, so I took Bonanza off vacation, and they said it could take an hour because they have to resync it. Well, there was no listings, and I checked. Now I know how to do this. There's a thing called reserved. All my listings were in reserved, and this happened to me like a year ago, and I called in, and they said, "Oh, I see all your listings." I said, "Well, I don't." And then I discovered the reserved. So find this YouTube video. It was easier than me trying to explain it to you. And it says set listing status to reserve, but in the middle, it's how to take it off reserve. And that's
Nice.
what we needed to do. I just follow the steps. It only takes about a minute to do it. And then I put everything to sale, for sale. And otherwise, I never knew this. No one ever taught me this. I had to stumble through it and find it. So check your Bonanza regularly. Make sure that all your listings are there, because you go in and search for something and you see over here and just pick that zero. There are 538 listings on there. Now they're all back.
Awesome. I should probably check mine. All right. So we're back to CDs, and here's why. You should really be on top of what's happening in pop culture. I've said that forever, but if you are, then things related to what's happening in pop culture sell. All right, so Debbie, I got 3 quizzes for you. Why did this sell in the last 2 weeks?
And there's a movie out about him.
Ding. And guess what? This was a Debbie listing. This has been on 4 platforms over 5 years.
Woohoo!
5 years. And it finally sold this week because Elvis's movie was out in the theater. Okay. Why did this sell?
Ooh. Pride Month.
Nope.
Oh.
No.
Converse. Brown spread level. I don't know.
Read these 3 words together.
Bobby Brown. Is Bobby Brown, what's her name's husband?
No. You don't know who Millie Bobby Brown is, apparently.
No.
She is number 11 in Stranger Things.
So
Stranger Things season 4 drops. Huge numbers. Everyone's watching it. Had these for sale forever. Stacy sourced these. Finally sold because season 4 came out. All right. You're one for one, Deb. Let's go 2 and 1. Why did this sell?
Sex Pistols. I saw something on them before.
Why'd that sell in the last couple of weeks?
Are they on tour? Did somebody get sick?
Are they on tour? They haven't been abandoned in a long time.
Oh. Did someone die in the band?
Nope.
Somebody resigned. Somebody resigned.
Lisa's got it. There's a story about their life on Hulu right now called Pistol. And it's like a 6-part series, I think. And done by Danny Boyle, who's a director of like Trainspotting and those other kick-ass British movies. And so all these things are things that are in the public consciousness right now. Movies, TV shows, returning TV shows. And these are all things I had listed for a year at least on all these. And then boom, someone watches the show, goes to the movie. So make sure you know what's happening around you. Because if an Elvis movie's dropping and you're sitting on a stack of Elvis CDs or Elvis records, get them listed today. Skip whatever else you're doing because that movie's out today. Okay.
So now I wanted to ask, do you ever see what's going on and go, oh, I'm going to bump that price up $20?
Oh, yeah.
I'm to sell.
Yeah. And the Millie Bobby Brown, we tried to sell it for a bigger premium and it wasn't selling. And then I realized the price had dropped, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to come down everybody else, but I'm going to do it right as season 4 drops. And so I'll be the freshest one in the list.
Smart.
And so I got that sale like that. So keep track of what's happening around you.
Yep. Even if you're 64 years old, keep track.
Yes. You got 1 to 3. Not too bad. You're batting 333. That's a good batting average.
And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season?
We sold a Starbucks Christmas mug. Bill was so excited when this sold. He goes, oh, I bought that mug. I think, what did we pay? $2. We pay a little up. $269. We paid a little bit up for it. But Christmas sells every day. Every time somebody in the group says, "Oh, I should wait and list this," it's
Yep.
like 24/7, 365. And what I learned a couple of years ago is if you wait and hold your stuff till it's closer to Christmas, everybody's listing. So you're going to get less for it. So if you're selling it unseasonably, you're going to probably get more. There's not as much competition because everybody's sitting on their Christmas thinking nobody buys it right now, but there's movies being made and all kinds of stuff going on.
All right, my things got a little out of whack. I think I've just fixed them. Hold, please. Yeah, I actually had multiple Christmas CDs that I could choose from. But if you don't know who the Dan Band is, they're kind of a comical band. And Dan, the lead singer, who you're looking at right here, is married to Kathy and to Jimmy. You've seen the Dan Band in Old School and a couple other movies. And this was listed before Christmas last year. No one cared at Christmas, but in the height of the heat of July, someone needed it for $15. Yeah. So Christmas stuff sells all year. All right. I have a little tip that was kind of one of these. Oops. Move, please. Kind of. Where is it? There we go. And now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind.
Yeah, we need to thrift more.
Okay, this was kind of by myself, but it's a tip, really. When you're in the back of the biggest thrift store in Vegas, one of the biggest in the country, and you're trying to open a battery compartment of something you're sure the batteries are in and corroded, and you find a nail and you go to take it, and then you end up cutting your finger open, and you have nothing on hand. A Savers price sticker sticks to a bleeding cut really nicely and holds it together. I've learned that by accident this past week. So if you're in a pinch, they're good, thick cardboard and they'll stick nicely.
So what you're saying is we need to add Band-Aids to our thrifting box now.
Well, the other problem too is the bathroom was closed with emergency tape. I'm like, crap. I'm bleeding and I got no place to go.
I would have passed out. Yeah.
All right, our last segment. Where the heck is it? There we go. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week. Oops. There we go.
Just as described, of course. Packaged very well, of course. Arrived in perfect condition. Shipped in a very expedient way. Thank you. And this book sold for $49, and it sat around for a while. But I added some of the pictures on the site for our cat lovers. This was a really cool book, and the red, that's what the cover is. So if you see a book that doesn't have any title or anything on it, still check it out and open it up. It took a while, but I was happy to get $49.
Nice. And yes, I probably do have tetanus now. Bye, everybody. Okay, when you send that $410 ceramic drinking vessel, it don't matter if it just said great. You're just happy to get the feedback. So although this isn't the craziest feedback I've ever received, it's $410. And she's got a snorkel and there's space. And so I wrap that whole snorkel in a pool noodle before I wrap it in bubble because that could break. And so you wait with bated breath. I'm like, did that $410 mug make it across the country? Yes.
Yes.
I mean, someone basically said pleasant experience giving this guy $410. So that's the kind of thing you absolutely love.
Yes. And insure. Well, if it's priority. Yeah.
Angelique's got it pegged. I have tetanus, but no rum. Angelique, you win today. I love it. All right, little housekeeping. Then we'll get Lisa in here and we'll talk about social media sharing. All right. If you didn't watch last week's how to remove negative feedback, you'll actually see me get negative feedback removed. It can be done. There are tips and tricks. So please go watch that. You might not have a negative today, but you might have one tomorrow. So this way you can be prepared, because the big thing we talk about is don't have that knee-jerk reaction to do things that if you do will be detrimental to you. So make sure to go back and watch that.
Did you see the comment? And somebody said they used it and they got a negative removed.
Oh, I know. They had a negative. That was the greatest thing. Shoot, I should have that ready to go. The first eBay rep a week ago agreed what they wrote was, it was like, you're a jerk was the feedback. And so they said, well, yeah, you can't have that kind of language. So they removed the feedback, but they left the negative. So it was a blank negative.
Oh.
And so she saw the show, took a deep breath, kind of followed my tips, called back, and they removed the whole thing. It was so great. All right. Can I see a show of hands, Secret Beachcombers, in the chat right now? If you don't know, the Secret Beach is my other Facebook group. It's a smaller group, but it's a group, it's a paid group
where I deliver a webinar every month, and I have a guest expert deliver a webinar every month. And the one thing I've been watching for a couple years now is 90s pop culture t-shirts have skyrocketed in cost. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do 90s pop culture t-shirts. I was telling Debbie, there is so much content. I'm only going to be able to do the first half of the 90s. This one, I'll do the other half later down the year. And it's still going to be like 400 slides. Now I'm going to move through it, so it's not like a minute a slide, but there is so much to tell you. I cannot wait. Like I've been telling Stacey, oh my God, this is the most excited I've been about a webinar in a while. Like I can't wait to share, because it's one of those where I think a lot of light bulbs are going to be like, oh, cool, I should do that.
Yeah.
All right. Look at all the secret beachcombers. Nice. Woo-hoo.
Yes. We share tips in there that we don't share.
All right. All of you, I expect you live Tuesday night, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock West Coast. I am excited to share this. Like and when I make webinars, I learn shit that I didn't even know. Like I take what I know and I work on it until I'm like, oh, that's cool. I did not know that.
And people who have money, like musicians, spend a lot of money on these vintage
t-shirts.
Yes,
they do. All right. One thing we had talked about in the past, Deb, was the edit your store page has greatly changed. It's the modern page now. And there's all these new options. And Mom and I haven't looked at our stores in a while in terms of what's being shown to the public if they go right to your store. And both of our stores are a hot mess. So it is absolutely time to, you guys can follow along how to edit your store to make it pretty. You don't have to. It's not something you have to do, but it's a feature you pay for, and it makes your shit look pretty. So you might as well do it. So Mom and I will be editing our store next Sunday at 7 p.m.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right. Let's get Lisa in here, shall we? Maybe.
Without his rum, he's just lost.
Oh, I am.
And now it's time for the Thrifty Business Special Guest of the Week.
So close. Come on, move. There we go. So close. So close. They wouldn't
It's
move.
the heat, Jason. It's the heat in Vegas.
Now, Lisa, when I asked for a picture, what you already had this one. What were you demonstrating? Like your new cabinets?
Yeah, those are they're behind me now. Those are my lateral filing cabinets.
Ooh, those are nice.
That are full to the brim of sewing patterns.
Nice.
And they were an amazing score. I'm in Canada, so I don't know about you guys in the States, but the federal government up here has an online auction for extraneous stuff. You know, if they've amalgamated or closed an office or something, they sell off all the extra stuff. So yeah, you can see behind me, they're kind of buried under a bunch of stuff. But yes, I ended up paying $113.13 after taxes and fees for the 3 filing cabinets, 3 other filing cabinets, and 2 bookcases.
Nice.
I sold the 3 other filing cabinets, made my 100 back plus extra. And sold one of the bookcases, kept the 1 bookcase and kept the 3. So basically I got them for free.
Nice.
And it's kind of like drinking for free. Same thing.
They were empty, right? They weren't full of patterns.
Oh, God, no. I filled them.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right. So, when people say across a variety of Facebook groups, nothing's selling. And then Debbie likes to pop in and quiz people. Are you promoting your listings? Are you social media sharing your listings? $19.99, we could just throw stuff up for auction. They would all sell for a good amount of money for where they should sell. In 2022, times are different. There's a lot more people selling. There's a lot more selling sites. Every place that you shopped in person in 99 now has an online component. So how do you stand out in a crowded field? How do you get eyes on the prize? And so Lisa, along with Christine, they lead the charge of social media sharing every day. And so if you could give us a little talk about that, Lisa, like what does that do? Why should people participate? So on and so forth.
Well, we promote mostly Pinterest, but people also like to share to Twitter or to public Facebook pages. Every day during the week, we have 2 sharing threads, one in the morning, and then we have a late night thread. The daytime one usually has a theme. So, maybe it's alcohol or something. So you can post anything.
Oh, rub that in.
So, we can post your favorite tiki mug or your favorite coasters or whatever. And then you refresh your page. Most important thing, after you've posted your stuff, refresh your feed and then take a look back at who's above you. And so we ask that you share the item that's immediately above your listing, plus one more for each one that you share. You're allowed to share 2. So if you post 2, you share 4. But as long as you share that one that is directly above you, you can share any other ones in the thread. And yeah, I post everything to Pinterest. I pin my own stuff as I list it. Etsy and eBay both offer, when you first go live, it's like, do you want to share your listing? So I do. I usually tweet all my stuff and I pin stuff. Nobody ever sees my tweets because I've got like one follower who's my husband. But Pinterest drives a ton of traffic to my Etsy shop. And yes, that's one of mine from a couple of weeks ago. Every day it's got all the rules in there. So if you're not familiar with it, just give it a quick read. And
speaking of, make sure to read all the words because I had this one prepped and I missed these 2 words. So I see swimwear, pools, pool towels, pool toys, towels, lawn chairs. The first one is a book about nothing to do with water. And I'm like, what? So I roll back up and I'm like, oh, and things you could like right here. So I'm like, how is this in there? Yeah. Now, let's talk, before we go on about how to do it and stuff, let's talk about, and I'm usually not negative on this show, but let's talk about the people that can't seem to follow rules. Because as you said, Lise, it's all written right here.
Yep.
And one thing always about who's ever running the social media share thread right now, it's Lisa and Christine. If you're new, if you're lost, they have held so many hands and walked people through it. And then those that kind of don't want to do it for whatever stupid reason, then they cause problems. It's not that hard once you get rolling. And so how badly do we punish those that don't follow rules?
It depends on whether they
drawn and quartered.
No. We will generally tag people and say, we do have an ongoing thread that's hashtag refresh and share. Because that seems to be the main problem. People aren't refreshing their feed. So that's the one thing. It's in bold at the top. Refresh your feed. Post your items. Refresh your feed. Then share. And, a lot of people sort of realize, oh, okay, I did that wrong. No big deal. And, they don't do it again. So that's great. But,
all right. So Kevin said, I've never understood this process. Now, Kevin is older. And so Kevin, what was that? What was the commercial? And then they'll tell 2 friends and then they'll tell 2 friends.
Exactly.
Because that's what it does. Because when you like Lisa said, I have one person follow me on Twitter. It's my husband. When you share,
I do have more than one, but not many. Less than
but when
10,
you share to your normal circles will see it.
Yes.
But now if you pop in one of your listings and Debbie shares it, then her people will see it. And then maybe Lisa also shares yours, and then Lisa's people see your item. But then you're sharing 2 other items of people who are in there. And so now you've shared my stuff, and so my stuff is getting seen by your friend, So we all have our circles, and they will intersect eventually. But the more you can share and share each other's, because you never know when someone, so Marcia Glenn has a Star Wars large gray t-shirt, Stormtroopers, and it's based around the pool. Get out, a Star Wars. That's awesome. Now, no one's bought it in her circles yet, but when she shares the thing, maybe if Debbie shares it, one of Debbie's friends is like, I need a t-shirt of the Stormtroopers in the pool. That's the whole point.
Yes.
Well, and with Pinterest especially, it's not just going to your followers. If any of you ever Google something, chances are, like if you Google Star Wars gray t-shirt, chances are within the top 5 or 10 results, it's going to be a Pinterest link, because Pinterest gathers so much info that it makes it very high in the Google results. So like if you just, especially if you click on images under Google, then you get lots and lots and lots of results that are Pinterest results. And Etsy listings live forever. So if I have a Pinterest link to, you know, this tiki Mai Tai glass, and somebody clicks on it and, oh, it's sold, it will still take you to my shop. So they can see what else I have. I do get people messaging me and saying, I see you sold that. Do you have another one? And quite often I do. I just haven't listed it yet. So people can find your stuff super easy on Pinterest. When I first started on Pinterest, I had no concept of what the hell it was. And somebody told me, think of it as a bulletin board.
Yeah.
And then it made sense. So it's like you're putting up the stuff that you're listing. Like it's, you know, I want to do, what do they call them? Like dream boards or some
Vision boards, yeah.
Vision board, that's the word. Which I don't know what the hell that is either. But, you know, that's not my thing. But I got bulletin board. So it was like you're pinning something to a bulletin board so you can look at it again later.
Yes.
But it just so happens that your bulletin board sits in the middle of campus of the biggest college in town. And so not only do you see your board, everyone walking by sees your board too.
Exactly. And yeah, I divide.
Now God said, how's that not spamming? Well, social media is all aspects of it. Social media is, oh my God, I just saw Thor Love and Thunder last night. I didn't, don't ruin it. But let's say I did. I'm not really advertising for the movie, but because I posted about it, I am. Because someone else is going to see that and go, oh, shoot, Thor's out. I got to go. You know?
Exactly.
So same thing. You are sharing, and I know it's no shocker. My Pinterest feed is tikis, Hawaii, and rock and roll jackets. Now, Lisa's Pinterest feed's going to be way different. Debbie's going to be way different. And so, but it's all part of social media. You know, you shouldn't just share things that you're selling or someone else is selling. You should have other things in there too. But if you don't, you don't. But if you, on any part of social media, if you make a more well-rounded social media presence, a funny post, an informational post, a sad post, a selling post, all those things make the people who follow you never go, this is bullshit. You be well-rounded.
Yeah. And it's not spam. In my view, that's what Pinterest set this up for. They want people to come there. There's 459 million people. They're working towards getting billion. It's the biggest, it's a most powerful search engine. Think of it that way. A search engine where people go, and I have stuff I pinned years ago, but for my yard or whatever. I actually have two. I have my personal, and then I have one for the book kiosk. And I use my personal more, but I should use the book kiosk one too.
Now, at some point, I must have pinned something to do with coffee. I don't drink coffee, but a lot of my feed I see is making fancy coffee drinks. I'm like, what did I pin? But I must have shared somebody's coffee or something or other, and now it's in my feed.
But that's good because that brings in coffee drinkers.
Oh, well, the Star Wars shirt just sold. This is an amazing show tonight. See, this is like, you know, Pinterest QVC. We're live talking about Pinterest.
Show us your listings.
This is awesome. All right.
Because
well, Kevin, you don't got to ask nobody. We're about to show you because Debbie made nice graphics for the whole thing. So let's get right.
And it's very easy to do this. Trust me, I can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to buy this. It's sold now.
Oh.
Where are we? Okay. Look at that. Debbie made great graphics. So I can just sit back and relax now.
It's funny because they had the orange background. I'm like, no, it's got to be red background because it's Pinterest.
Yes.
Pinterest is red. Yeah.
So
yes. Sure. Once you get signed up for Pinterest, and you can link it to your Facebook page, so it's super easy. You don't have to worry about extra logins and all that kind of thing. Just, I believe it says sign up with Facebook or sign up with an email. So you can take your pick. I hooked mine up to my Facebook page. So sharing from Facebook to Pinterest is super easy. And you can either have it all as one board, or what I did is I've divided mine up. I have one separate board that's just my business. So it's named Bitchin' Kitchen Kitchen. So everything I list gets pinned to that. And then I've got, tiki, vintage clothing, kitchen, vintage kitchen, barware, whatever. So I pin things to different areas, and different people follow different boards.
Yes.
So I can have, 200 people following my tiki board rather. So everything that I pin there will show up in their feed. Plus, if somebody happens to Google whatever I've pinned, it will come up on Google with a link to the pin.
See, the other thing too, I got to think everyone's got to, people who don't use social media, I'll say the proper way is you hope for, when you're using Pinterest, that those people who love Pinterest, they go down the Pinterest rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then they end up buying something either from you or from somebody you pinned. Young kids go down the TikTok rabbit hole. I am a YouTube rabbit hole all day long. All day long I'm on YouTube. But so you're not on Pinterest on the norm, but there are plenty of people who are. So if you start using it and pinning your stuff, it'll help you with those people who go down the Pinterest rabbit hole every single day.
And every once in a while, I'll get an alert on my phone. It'll say, so-and-so just saved your pin. I don't know who these people are. They're not in the Thrifty board. It's just people on Pinterest who liked what I shared, and they save it so they can come back and find it later. And hopefully it'll be sold already.
So Debbie, you dug this out, huh?
I did. I was when you search on the Thrifty board, you can find a lot of stuff. I just did testimonials. This came up with Maida. She said, it works. This week was tiki theme Hawaiian clothing on various days, and I posted 2 items we had up. First was a shirt that had been running for 3 Debbie years and sold the same day as a thrifting board thread. And the second was a dress skirt sarong that was running for a few months. And that sold 24 hours after that dress topic. So if you're not participating, you're missing an opportunity. That was 2017. Is Maida still pinning to this day? Yes, she is. Because I will share her stuff, because we're supposed to share the ones above us. But I go up, and I had posted on that thrifting board. I share the lifeguards, because they're putting this up for us. And then I find my friends, I share theirs. And if anybody got only 1 share and they should have maybe had 2 or 3, I share theirs. The whole process takes me like 2 minutes.
As long as you're sharing that one above you.
Oh yeah. I share the first 2 above me.
Yeah.
I'm not just in and out. I'm there to help other people. So I overshare, but that's okay.
I need to have Zoe do it, because I just never get around to it.
Yeah.
And I just need to make it. All right, Zoe, 2 minutes of your 4 hours every day, or 5 hours. You're going to go pin stuff for me. Go throw a couple things that we just listed, or take the 2 oldest things we got that fit the theme that day, and let's see if we can move them. I'm not so concerned. I should have said that about the newest thing they listed. It's the things that are Debbie years and years and years listed.
Exactly.
And so let's get them gone. If they fit today's theme, let's do it.
Okay, I'll let you talk about this.
Oh yeah, so we showed a themed one. So you guys do late night ones too. There's no theme. Just share.
Late night and weekends, they're free. Occasionally we'll do a free day if it's a holiday, week between Christmas and New Year's or whatever. Quite often we'll just do free. Pick your own items, and you just pick your 2 items. Add them to the thread. Most people will pin 2 at the same time, or post 2 together. What I do is I post 1, refresh my feed, share the others. Then I will wait a little while so that there's somebody else has posted in between. Then I'll add my second one. That way, if you post 2 together, the person after you only has to share that bottom one. They don't have to share the second one, or the first one you post, I guess, because they come in order. So I always like to make sure that somebody has to post or share every single one of my posts, just so I get a little more
That's smart
exposure.
And you know what else is fun about this? You're seeing bolos. You're seeing what they're listing for, and you might want to buy something.
Yeah, I've sold stuff to other members of the thrifting board, and I forgot, there was something I sold last week that sold the same day as I posted it in the daily thread.
I think the one thing we're going to change, and I'll talk to you and Christine later, is if we add that Bowie Rocks, put a hashtag in front of it. The new thing now with Facebook groups is they put anything that's hashtagged multiple times right at the top.
Oh, okay.
So it's even easier to find the stuff. You don't even got to go type for it. You just click on it right at the top.
Oh, okay. That would be great.
It just dawned on me today. I'm like, oh, I think that'd be even better. Because, Facebook keeps changing how the flow goes. Some things work for the better, not everything. But that one would work good if it's right at the top all the time.
Yeah.
Carolyn said she never really learned how to use Pinterest. You can go deep. I bought courses for it. Some people teach set your boards up by colors, black, orange, yellow, whatever. You can set. It's not hard. You can just do like we do. We share in there, and I don't spend a lot of time. I mean, it really takes about 2 minutes. But you can go deep dive. You can really go crazy with Pinterest and be very professional and all that. And I'm like, I just share my stuff.
All right, so Lise, when you guys come up with themes, how much give do you give when someone's like, I think it's close?
I've seen a few of those.
It depends. If it's got absolutely nothing to do with the theme, we'll remove it.
Your favorite book, and I put this up.
Yeah, that's getting removed.
Yes, so please follow the themes. It's more fun that way to have a theme. It could be just free every day, but then every day would be the same.
Yeah. And we do try to give some leeway, like the one here for chocolate, things that are rectangular or bar shaped or brown or white. If it's brown and white, that works. So chances are you have something listed somewhere that's rectangular. Like that would be a book or a board game or a belt buckle or whatever, right? Like I've seen in some groups where it's like vintage jewelry.
And there's Christine. I keep forgetting. I popped up with the things Christine's been saying, but yes, Christine is the other half of Lisa and Christine.
Yes.
Yeah, they do a great job. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. So yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible for people to follow the theme every day. So
rarely, I think once or twice since I've been doing it was like, oh, I don't have anything for that, but that's okay. And like somebody said, if they can't, they still share. We can still share.
Oh yeah,
we didn't have anything to share our listing. We can still be nice.
Again, you tell two friends, they tell. So the more you help share each other's stuff, in theory, the more things you should sell because the more people will see it.
And we also announce the themes on the weekend beforehand. Like it's usually Saturday, but sometimes life gets in the way and it doesn't happen until Sunday. But we list what the coming week's themes are going to be. So you can always look it over and say, oh, I don't have that, but I've got one in my profit pile. I'll get it listed and I can share it. So that way you can sort of plan in advance and get stuff ready to go for later in the week.
I just realized I spelled required wrong.
And Lisa didn't catch you yet? What? All right. So, Joe, you go to the search field in any Facebook group, but I think I'm going to have them change it to a hashtag so it'll be easier to find. But at this moment, here's the search right here. So you click that search, you type in Bowie Rocks, and then there was yesterday's.
Yeah, always check the dates and the times because
there was today's.
Yeah, they're not always in the right order.
Yeah, look, Facebook does not make life normal.
No.
They should be in order, newest to oldest, really. And then sometimes when you click most recent, then they all go away. Yeah, so it doesn't always work, but that's how you click, that's how you search.
And what I want to say is, I know we are all smart enough to figure this out. It's not hard.
But it's one of those things, like it's like I tell my mother, and mom's in the chat. We do things on our show where we teach people how to do it, her included, and then she doesn't do it for 6 months and then goes, I don't know how to do this. I go, well, A, go back and watch the show you and I hosted. But B, when you learn something brand new, you got to go do it pretty much right away and do it a couple of times because the repetition, now you're locked in. You got it. But if you watch his show tonight and then don't pin until October, you're going to be like, what's going on? What am I doing?
Yeah. And I've heard briefly of people having issues on Pinterest. No, Pinterest has never come after me and said, why'd you pin that? Or, I've never been suspended or anything like that.
No, I've never heard of that. Plus, also, if somebody posts something ahead of you that you're supposed to share and you don't like it, whether it's, adult diapers or something political that you do not want to pin, that's fine. Go to that person's eBay, Etsy, Depop, whatever shop, find something else.
Good idea.
And pin that. That's in the rules, but it's kind of buried. So you know, if you figure like, no, there's no way in hell I'm posting that on my Pinterest or on my Twitter or whatever, that's fine. You don't have to pin that specific item. Find something else that they've got for sale. Click on their shop, click on their, other items for sale, depending on the platform. Find something else that doesn't offend you and go from there.
And I've even made boards for people. There's one gentleman in our group. He always shares these really cool eyeglasses.
Yes.
And so I made a board. I think I call it eyeglasses.
Brandon or something, I think.
Yeah. So I can, when he's up above me or whatever, I can share those. So I make a lot of boards so that I can put that person's item, on the.
No, 10 minutes ago, Todd was one of the ones that said, "Shoot, I got to get back to pinning." He's pinning right now. Hey, hey, Todd, pay attention. Pin later.
You can watch the.
Good job, Todd. Good job. Yep. Yeah. It's one of those things where, there's Christine. Brandon.
Yes, Brandon.
Yeah. I was going to say, too, when we were talking about Maida saying that item sold, we had a plush poodle. And the next day, after I shared it on Pinterest, it sold to Japan for $65. Now, was it a coincidence? It could have been. I don't know. But I pinned it. And we hope that we're helping our items get listed, get moved.
All right. I gotta do this for Brian because he's been trying to be funny the whole show. There you go, Brian. There you go. That is just for Brian.
I taught Brian how to do this. One day I'm like, come on. You can
all right, Deb, tell me about this graphic you made.
Well, there's always going to be a picture. So if you go in there first and you're like, oh, I have to share that. I have to, and a lot of times they're hilarious. So there's always a picture.
Lisa and Christine come up with good photos all the time.
Yeah, and jokes and stuff. And so when you get there, you'll see that picture. Can you go back to that graphic? And you'll see that where it says comments. Yeah, right there, comments. That's where you want to go because it's kind of tiny and you're like, I don't know where to start. Click on comments because then you're going to be at the bottom. And then you pin one item, like she said.
Yeah, that one's turned off, but usually there's a box.
Yeah. I forgot what I said. Oh, I'm usually so late in the day that there's nobody else pinning around the time I'm pinning. So I usually just do my two. But like I've said, I pin other people's, my friends, Christmas, the lifeguards. Okay, so there you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah, usually at the end of the day, when we turn the comments off, I will share the last person if they followed the rules.
Yes.
If they didn't follow the rules, they're not getting shared. But if they did, then I will gladly give them a share and a like at the bottom.
All right, that's a good question. Oklahoma to Phoenix. Did you make your Pinterest name the same as your shop name?
I have one that is.
Yeah, I've one board, but my Pinterest name is actually my my Facebook thing, like Lisa Boland 981 or something ridiculous. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm curious, do you go back and forth from Oklahoma to Phoenix like I go back and forth from Vegas to Phoenix? Inquiring minds want to know.
Lisa, now let's say somebody pins the wrong thing. It's supposed to be Vici and all that, but they put a tire on there. Are we supposed to ignore them? Or should we?
No, I would prefer if if it's my thread for the day. Usually I'm up before Christine. Just so I'm usually around. So feel free to message me and say
I didn't want to bother you.
Above me does not meet the theme.
There.
Yeah. Or if they've posted, I noticed one the other day where they had posted it twice by mistake.
Oh.
And then had posted a second item. So basically just ignore the second, like the obviously wrong one. And I try to go through the thread during the day and take a look.
I don't want to be a squealer. What's that term?
Yeah, no.
If it's list a book and this is sitting there, that's just straight up wrong,
Well, and also it's not fair to you to share something that then gets removed.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that you went back.
I like how Christine's now talking to herself in third person like she's a rapper.
Yeah.
Jason says,
All right, so you pinned the two above your listing, so we talked about that.
Well, now see, I didn't know. I didn't know it's just the one above mine. I do two above mine. It's just quick and easier for me.
Well, it's the one directly above you plus one more.
Right,
So-
but that's what I'm
So it could
saying.
be two above
I
you.
thought you had to do two, so to me, it's like boom, boom. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so quick.
Yeah, it's a minimum of 2 per listing. So if you list 2, share 4.
Right.
Yeah.
So now on Etsy, because when I first started, getting really involved back in this, I'm like, oh, I can't find where's the share thing, and you kind of hover in that top corner on Etsy there, and it pops up, and then there'll be you kind of hover and it comes, and if you click on it, it will give you options of your boards. So I'll click and say, oh, I want this to go in jewelry, or so that helps. And then Macari's the same way. So you don't always see that share button. You have to hover and find it.
Okay, that's
'Cause
different.
ignored.
I
I've
use my iPad or iPhone, and it's
Okay, yeah, I use my
different.
desktop because it's
Yeah.
bigger and I'm always on it. But it's freaky when you're like, okay, I will share this, but I have no clue how to. And I think some people skip over those because they don't know either. So I just started hovering and find, oh, it is there. There's the share, because you don't see it when you first go to that listing. So do the hover.
Do you
I
make,
have subboards.
okay.
Like I've got vintage clothing, and if I click on that, it offers men, women, or outerwear.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
nice. The categories, that helps keep it more
Wait,
organized.
it's not
Yeah.
men, women, and dogs and cats.
No.
Well, could be.
Pet clothes. You don't got a pet clothes Pinterest board.
I do have a pets section.
Okay.
A pet board, but yeah.
Yeah, the eBay one. I just looked for it before we went live, Deb. The eBay one is quietly kind of by itself. So
Yeah.
kind of what I just sell now. Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
I sold 2 CDs for $140.
Whoa, this show
I
brings
spent $150. So let me get over to one of my listings here. We'll talk about that for a sec. Deb. Let me grab one of my listings.
Okay, yeah, they moved it. They used to have all the icons. It was easy. There's the P. I can click on. And then one day I'm like, oh heck, what happened? Well, it says share. I'll click on that. When you click on share, then this other box pops up. You can choose Pinterest. You can choose any of the other ones.
When you're looking for something on a screen, if you don't know the Command F trick, that's where this comes in handy. So say I want to share this tiki planter. Ready? All right, where's the share? I could scroll and look through this whole thing, or I could just hit Command F, and then you can't see it because it's up at the top, but then the little search screen pops up, and I'm gonna type the word share. I gotta spell it correctly first. Let me get rid of this. I see that. That's gonna be a problem.
Now this is time consuming. Now you know where the share button is. Just go use it.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Where-
Yeah, it shrank. It used to be much bigger on eBay, and now it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
but here. So let me turn that off. Yeah. So Command F opens now. You just type a word that's anywhere on the screen. So if I typed Diablo, it comes up 2 times right there and down in the description too. So I want to find the share without having to look. I just typed share and it showed me it's right there. Yeah. It's so far up from your listing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you think
It's
it'd be
almost
down.
this
It
big
used
now.
to be down in the list.
And it used to
Now
be
it's
like
there.
this long. Now it's this tiny.
yeah. And
That's
on
the thing too. Everything's always changing. So we
the
teach you
iPad and on the phone, you used to scroll down and it said share, and now there's just a little curved arrow, so you have to click on that, and then it's just a pain in the
Wow.
butt.
It's almost like they're trying to hide it from us.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
you're not
apps
done
take
it,
away.
go. If you're not done it, go practice. I mean, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. So so when you share, you get to pick your board, your board that you created, right?
And sometimes you have to create one. Like I said, for the eyeglass guy, those are really cool. And I thought finally one day, after trying to figure, I could put it gifts. I have one that's gifts. Anything can go in there.
Yeah.
But I thought,
I have fun stuff.
yeah, I'm going to respect this guy, and I'm going to make him his own sunglasses, because there's others, I can find others to put in there. So you can create a board. It's really quick. Because sometimes, that's where I'm showing where when you hover over and it pops up, my boards will pop up, and I can click and choose other boards if I wanted to.
Yeah. So see, you threw the hashtag in. Lisa and Christine didn't use the hashtag, but I think we're going to switch that. So just stay tuned. For now, just search Bowie Rocks. But
I've been seeing in other groups where there's hashtags that are commonly used right at the top of the group. So I don't know if we have to do anything or if it's just automatic. I'll figure that out because I think that'd be good to have.
Is there no, or do we not need to use hashtag? Because I just always use hashtag.
No, they don't. Lisa and Christine don't, but we might start. So,
okay. Well, then we're ahead of the game.
Search Bowie Rocks together. Now, Christine, I think, was the one who came up with that way back when, because it had to be something that no one else would ever type.
Yeah.
And David Bowie does indeed rock. And so board ideas.
Now, these are mine. I just, do a lot of different things, and you can do whatever you want with your boards.
Hey, let's talk about your secret ideas. Let's talk about that.
Those were wedding ideas when my daughter got married. And then I design t-shirts for Amazon. I sell on Amazon, and sometimes I'll see one and I don't copy people, but I like that idea. I might like the font. So I just put it under secret ideas because it's just for me to go back. And I don't want I don't know. I just do that, secret things that you don't want other people to see that you're looking, or, maybe I'm shopping for gifts for my husband. He doesn't go on Pinterest, but you could put something in there that you don't want your wife to see you're thinking about buying for her. So, yeah.
Is this the glasses that you were talking about? The
Yes.
guy who posts glasses?
Yes. They're really cool. And he has a lot of them that he'll post. What did I have them?
Essentially, this is a free way to advertise without having to pay to advertise. Really, is what it boils down to.
It's all free. So what I wanted to show there was, it says, you look at the pin and then it says ebay.com, whatever. You click on it, it takes the people right to your listing. Now, oftentimes you will get the dog or whatever. Well, Amazon is the dog. Or we searched and we can't find this. I can't remember how to do it. So Marcia Glenn helped me with this years ago. There's a way, like Lisa was saying, there's a way to set it up so they can go to my item, but if it's sold, it will take them to my store. So, but right now I can't remember how I did that. So I even bought courses on this years ago and I still can't remember.
All right. So we went over the rules. Just here's what it boils down to. Share the two things like you're supposed to. Don't put in things that don't belong, and don't be a jerk. Easy peasy.
Yeah, 2 things for each listing. So if you share 2 of yours, then it becomes 4. And feel free to share our lifeguards because they work hard for us.
Yes, they do.
They do. Friends. I always share Ginny Lorette. The Christmas lady. I always share hers. Jim Saddlemeyer. Different people that I've engaged with. I share them to be nice because all in all, I don't even think that's more than 2.
I shared those today. Those glasses.
All right, so Debbie made these slides. Lisa's never seen them. Let's see how good Debbie did, because Lisa said she uses her mobile to do her sharing.
Pictures, and I was like, I don't know what to do with these, so she can explain it.
Oh, okay. So at the top, you'll see, excuse me, there's a little voice bubble, an arrow pointing up, and a heart. The arrow pointing up, you click on that, and it will take you to your choice of. Oh, that's eBay. On Etsy, you click on that arrow pointing up and it will take you to your options of which, where you want to post it.
Oh, I see. Debbie said all the different ones. Okay.
Yeah. So then eBay has that tiny little share button on the iPad or a browser. And then, go back. That other one was that's on the phone. Now it's that stupid at the bottom. You have to scroll down there. The arrow, that one. That arrow is the share button now.
Wow. It doesn't even say share. I would have never figured that out.
I know. I was like, where the hell? Because you used to scroll down below shipping and there was share and report this item and something.
And the other thing I'll guarantee you is if you watch this in 6 months, it'll probably be changed again. Of course,
most likely, yeah.
Of course, nothing that we can do about that. It's the platform going, it looks better over here,
Yeah.
So,
and once you've been doing it, you kind of learn, it's going to change. Where's it at now? And there's a lot of Pinterest users in the group. Feel free to ask a question. Have a Pinterest question because it teaches us all. If someone says, I don't understand this, how do I do this? But what blows my mind is it's free. You don't have to pay for this. You just throw your listings, whatever ones you want, and you can do your own. Someone said once you shouldn't share more than like 10 a day, like of your own things, but I don't know.
But that's what pops up when you click on that little arrow. You get the And then you click on more options at the bottom. Excuse me. And then that takes you to, you should have another screen there. There you go.
So, you know, when Scott said, isn't this spamming? Think of it this way. Okay, so obviously in my circles, a lot of people in my circles are tiki people. So if Lisa or Christine had set up a day where it was Polynesian items and I happened to see someone was sharing their listing of a mug that I have, but I know some of my friends were looking for, I could just pop it and share it onto my Facebook wall. And then if they see it, they're like, oh, and I could even go that one step further and go, hey, Caleb, tag Caleb, weren't you looking for this mug? And that way, yes, you're advertising to your friends, but it's to your friends who are like, oh, yeah, I need that mug. So, you know, I would definitely put it right on my Facebook wall if it was things that I know that people who hang around me would want. You know, I probably wouldn't put up a girdle, for instance, because maybe some of my friends wear girdles, but I don't know it. But I know all my friends buy tiki mugs for the most part at some point in their life. So, yeah, so you're doing a service for your friends at that point. They're going to spend their money. You might as well have their money spent on someone in your Facebook group. Yeah. Be in mind. Yeah.
And this is why Pinterest did this in the first place, was to share things, because I'm sure they're getting some kind of, I don't know, kickback. I've heard a rumor, and I don't know if it's true or not, that Pinterest might go to like a marketplace where you can sell right through them. Maybe, I don't know if they'll collect the tax, sales tax, or whatever. I don't know. I've been wondering for years why they haven't done that already, because everybody's on there. If I see that thing, I mean, I can go to eBay and buy it. I can click through that way. But if we could sell things on directly through Pinterest, that would be another avenue, another venue for us.
So you can download a Chrome extension that you can pin from right above Chrome. Now, we're not going to get too technical because I know some people are going to be like, what is happening? But if you know Chrome extensions, there are little things that help you in your day-to-day that you do every day. And so instead of looking around where the share is, there'll be something up in your Chrome bar that you can just click on it and it'll do it automatically. So maybe that'll be a separate show, but it can be done a little bit easier across the board.
And then it's really changed recently, but if you're on a weird website or something, you're not on eBay or anything, and you don't see a share button, then you can use those Chrome to write, Lisa, you can use that Chrome extension to say, oh, I want to save this to my Pinterest board. There's no option there. It doesn't say click here to share on Pinterest, but having that Chrome extension can help you turn that website.
I don't use Chrome and I don't use extensions, so I have no idea.
I've had one on my.
What we're gonna do we're gonna do a Chrome extension show, and Lisa's gonna teach it.
A very short show.
I have one.
I don't use either. Good night. Click.
I haven't used it in 10 years. I just.
You're on your own. Goodbye.
All right. So I see everyone. Some of you have been doing it. Some of you are getting back to doing it, like Todd. Some of you have never done it. So I would hope and I would expect to see some new blood in the social media share threads this week. And look, jump in, do it right away. You'll get used to it. If you need help, Lisa and Christine are love to help, because
me too.
They would rather have it run smooth than not.
And you don't, just because you do today, you don't have to come back for 2 weeks if you're busy or you don't want to. Yeah. You're not committed. You're not stuck. But once you see, like I said, I probably pin 15 or 10 to 15. I go above and beyond, and it takes me like 2 minutes, and I'm done.
All right. So thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Debbie, for putting all that together. I hope that clears it up for some of you. And as always, let's end with some duds and some scores from Lisa. The irony of this product, I just absolutely love it. It is a fireman's ashtray.
Yes. It's a trophy / oh, sorry, we're doing duds?
Yeah, I always figured start with duds, one with scores, like,
okay. That's why I was like, wait a minute.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yes, this is a dud. I've always done very well with both ashtrays and trophies.
Good to know.
And this one, nobody wants. I mean, I usually do curling stuff, but I've also done fairly well with baseball and bowling, and I think hockey. And I thought, oh, it's a fireman. Everybody loves firemen. And yeah, nobody wants this. It's been listed.
I would add firefighter too.
I'm pretty sure that's in the tags, but yes, I will make note. Yeah. But yeah, that's been listed for over 3 years. And It's just sitting.
Maybe you can change the name instead of ashtray, because a lot of people don't smoke anymore unless they smoke weed. That's when
Weed is legal up here, so I sell tons of ashtrays. I actually bought some more at an estate sale today, but yeah, I mean, it's got dish, candy dish.
Okay, I was thinking like paper clips, a coin tray.
Yeah, I think I've got all that desk organizer in the tags, because it's on Etsy, so there's 13 more.
Okay.
And another thing that maybe some people don't ever think about, I probably have conservatively, we probably have 80 ashtrays on display in our house, and Stacey and I do not smoke. So ashtrays just aren't for ashing into. Like, we collect casino ones for our casino guest bedroom, and then obviously tiki ones are all over the house. But it's part of the decor. It's part of the history of the old tiki places that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Not that we smoke, but people don't buy it just because they smoke. They also might buy it because they collect fireman memorabilia.
Yeah. And this poor thing, I don't understand. I bought 2 of them.
Aww.
Yeah, he's so cute. I bought 2 of them in an auction years ago, put them up, and it was your choice because they were slightly different because of the type of glaze. It was like you can buy the one on the right or the one on the left. One of them sold almost immediately. Same price. And this poor lonely bunny has been sitting for over 4 years, and nobody wants him. And I don't know why. He gets lots of views, and it is one of the more hard to find Blue Mountain pottery bunnies.
Can people make offers to you on Etsy? Because I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, they'll send you a message and ask if you'll take less. But so I am open to offers. Send me a message if you're interested.
So for those of you who don't know Lisa's history with online selling in our group, by the way, your 2-year anniversary as an admin's coming up in August.
Oh, good to know.
Lisa wasn't not eBay seller at all, and it excites me to no end to see that you have 15 feedback already.
I do. Woo! But most of that is as a buyer.
Oh, don't tell nobody.
Still counts.
I think there's 3.
Don't show the man behind the curtain.
No, I think 3 of those are as a seller.
Whoops. Be quiet, Siri. Oh, Siri was showing me curtains. How much did this book sell for?
The book sold, $300. I took an offer. And I bought it for $1.50.
Nice.
Yeah, and it sold in less than a week. So I was quite happy with that. That's one of those, it's definitely a bolo. Strangely enough, it was printed here in Winnipeg.
Of course.
And I think the first edition was from 1959. This is the 18th edition from 1995. And they're still, all of them sell for crazy money.
Look at that. You got $300 and someone else's notes are in it too.
Yep. It went to Nova Scotia. The guy was thrilled. He said, I know they sell for more. All I can afford is $300. It's a gift for my wife. And I was like, yeah, fine.
That's a good amount of money for a cookbook.
Exactly. Especially $1.50 into $300.
Yeah.
In I think it was about 5 days. Sure. Sign me up.
Yeah.
To say I love this picture more than anything right now.
I know. Aren't they great?
Oh, so good. I just wish it was in color. That's the only thing that's missing.
I found a whole pile of these Prime Moves patterns at Salvation Army. They were 99 cents each, Canadian, and I sold it on Etsy for $35 US plus shipping. And that also took about 2 weeks. So that was nice. But yeah, if you find 80s lingerie or workout gear patterns, they sell for crazy money.
Blows my mind that people still sew.
Oh my God. When I prep, I don't really read and pay attention. I thought this was a cushion you sit on when you go to a sports game.
Nope. It's a book. And the seam in the middle is actually the bottom of the binding flips out and it makes its own stand.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's like a little easel. I actually don't think I put a picture of that. now that I think of it. But yes, it flips out into a little easel stand.
There it is. Boom.
Yes. So that's why it's got that weird crease in the cover. And that one I paid less than $1 Canadian. So about probably 50 cents US, and sold it for 45 US plus shipping.
Good job.
In about 3 weeks. So I was happy with that.
And then to finish up on eBay, oh my God, I'm so excited to see you on eBay so much.
This thing, I actually almost put in my recycling bin. I bought a mixed auction lot of tins and jars and stuff. And I thought, this is in terrible condition. Like, labels trashed, and it was kind of stained, and there's markings on the lid. It was not a nice piece. And something made me look it up. And I'm glad I did, because literally I was going to throw it in the bin. And I sold it in less than a day for $65.
I mean, this goes back to some trash is worth good money.
Yeah. Yeah. I paid less than a Peggy quarter for that, and sold it for $65.
Wow. Always check everything.
Yeah. Went to the States. And I
mean,
mean,
now I want banana
Banana Kugel? Yeah.
I hadn't heard of it till now. I'm like, I want that in my life right now.
You've never heard of Kugel?
Nope.
Oh my God. It was huge here in the late 70s.
Is it a Canadian only product?
Nope. No, This one was Canadian. You can see it's bilingual. But yeah, I've seen comps on eBay that were in just in English and not in grams. It was in ounces. And yeah, it was only on the market for maybe a year or two. It wasn't very good. I mean, as like a 7-year-old or whatever, I thought it was fabulous, but it was kind of nasty. It was flavored peanut butter. So that was banana flavored peanut butter. And yeah, it was very artificial flavoring. Came in chocolate, butterscotch, banana, vanilla.
That's
no way. Aaron has one listed.
Aaron listed his, and I don't think it's sold yet.
All right.
He listed his the day mine sold. And yeah, I don't think he's sold his yet.
There you go. If you need a Kugel,
yeah.
All righty. I want to thank Lisa for spending so much time with us tonight, and Debbie for putting it all together. And I just got to sit back and relax and watch you two go to town. Woo! But yes, get more eyes on your stuff. So jump in there this week, give it a whirl. And it's one of those things where, look, I'm never going to get to it, but I'm going to make sure Zoe does. So I'm going to do it at least the 5 mornings every week now, because that'll be part of Zoe's every morning. When we're done shipping, go pop 2 things in, share 2 things, get it done. And that way I can do what I should be doing anyway and not feel bad.
Well, and even just share your own listings as they go live.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as I hit that publish button, it offers, like on eBay and Etsy, it says, would you like to share your item? Hell yeah. I click that Pinterest button and away it goes.
And sometimes there's glitches. I tried it like a week ago and something was weird. It didn't bring my Pinterest up. So I don't know if somebody was Google, fixing something, but yeah, that's so easy because you see the logo, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Give Lisa and Debbie a big old thumbs up. And then if you're new, make sure to subscribe, click that bell, let you know when we're going live. Beachcombers, don't forget, Secret Beachcombers Tuesday night, 8:00 East Coast. And then next Sunday, Mom and I are going to clean up our stores because they look a hot mess, because eBay gave us all this new stuff and we knew it was coming, but we kind of forgot about it. Now it's time to clean it up. So get ready to clean up with us. And that'll be next Sunday. So
good. I always wait for you to do these shows before I mess with anything.
Here was the funny thing. I started to do it on my own the other day because eBay said you should probably clean up your store. So I'm like, all right. Oh, that should be a show. Duh. So I just stopped. So I left my store a hot mess for all y'all, and I'll clean it up next Sunday. So thank you very much, everybody. Good to see everybody. Have a wonderful evening. And I will see you around the thrift store. Thanks, Deb. Thanks, Lise.
Good night.
Yeah.
Have a good evening, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.